Hello, 안녕하세요. Today is the 28th of April, and I wanted to discuss. I haven't lost any weight yet. That's a bit miserable, isn't it? I tried. I've been jiggling about in my chair to tame in. Tame in is another young Korean man who I've fallen madly and passionately in love with. Him and Udwan. Both of them want me to reverse time and go and move to Korea. They're just divine, delicious young men. Anyway, what I wanted to discuss today in the Korean drama world is how sometimes things are a bit lost in translation. So what I'm going to do is play you this clip and discuss afterwards. Actually, before I do that, I think I should tell you it's from Doom at Your Service, episode 9 minutes in, and the situation is that the lady speaking there and the gentleman, they were in love when they were at school, and she was pretty much in love with him and asked him out in front of the whole corridor of children. And anyway, he was a swimmer. He was an athlete and went swimming, and he had an opportunity to go to Japan to study. So he buggered off to Japan and basically ghosted her, which a lot of gentlemen do. Gentlemen, don't do that. If you don't want to go out with somebody anymore, please just say, you know, it's over, I'm sorry. Or write a letter, write a nice letter. Say to somebody, you know, that you're very grateful for your time together, but now it's over. Don't just ghost people. That's really not nice. Anyway, 9 years later, he returns to Korea, even though he's probably been there a little bit longer, I think it comes out. And they go to a school reunion, and he decides he still fancies her. And she, meanwhile, has spent the last 9 years pining over him and feeling very sorry for herself indeed. And so he knocks on her door randomly, and they go and meet in a cafe. So this is the clip you're going to see. Actually, before I do that, I think I should tell you that when he ghosted her, she spent a very long time stalking him. Basically, she would sit outside of on the steps of his apartment building, waiting for him to pass by, and often sitting in the rain and getting, you know, soaked through. And another time she was sort of hanging around waiting for him, and in the swimming pool waiting for him to finish practice and things like this. So you have to know that bit of information before you see the clip. Now I'm going to play the clip now.
난 네 앞에 있으면 여전히 그때 그 자리로 돌아간 것 같아. 매일 축축했어. 그 수영장 바닥도 빗속도. 매일 나는 너 좋아하는 게 축축했어. 넌 뽀송뽀송했을지 몰라도.
So she was wet and damp all the time that she was with him. She was wet and damp that time at the pool. And whilst things were warm and fuzzy for him, they were wet and damp for her. Why is she complaining? I don't know why she was complaining. She was wet, she was damp, and he thought she was warm and fuzzy. I'm sure it means the same in Korea. I'm really sure it means the same. I just think the translator was having a bit of a laugh. I mean, she could have said it was miserable and I was always soaked in the rain or something, but no, she was wet and damp and he was warm and fuzzy. I love it. I really, really, really love it. I mean, the other thing I want to show you, which is a bit, I don't know if this is lost in translation or it's just someone you shouldn't employ to illustrate your horoscope page. This is for taming. I was watching a video about taming, and his star sign is Cancer. I think someone got the wrong end of the stick there, but it was very humorous. Now, my next K-drama point is that in every drama there are scenes where they get drunk and reveal their innermost desires and secrets and say things like "사랑해," which is "I love you," or "na," I think "da 좋아요," I like you, and it often ends up with the man showing his love to the lady by giving her a piggyback home and tucking her in bed fully clothed, as I said in my last blog, fully clothed in her overcoat. He just about takes her shoes off, which is good, but they always drink soju. Now, soju is a drink that they see, it comes in a beer bottle shape, green. It's a clear fluid, and they drink shots and shots and shots and shots and shots of it. Sometimes they mix it with beer, and I was very, very curious as to what this soju tasted like, and so I bought myself some. I'm not a big drinker, but I bought myself some, and to be honest, it tastes to me like hand sanitizer. And when you drink a bit more of it, the sort of hand sanitizer taste goes away, and it tastes just like alcohol. But it's okay, I suppose. I didn't get particularly drunk, but then again, I only had the one bottle that I drank over many days, but they seem to drink masses of it. So that was one thing I think that they could start stocking in supermarkets, because I'm sure Netflix K-dramas have made people desire these products. I mean, there's always a lot of product placement in these K-dramas, which I'm all for, because, you know, they have to get some money somewhere. Mostly Swarovski and pot noodles, ramen, and their ramen is much nicer looking than our pot noodles, I have to say. It comes in a kind of bowl shape. There's a lot more of it in there, and you mix it with water, let it sit for a bit and eat it, and it looks very nice and very spicy and very, very authentic. And in one K-drama, apparently, it was the gentleman invited the lady, or the other way, I can't remember, up for some pot noodle, and well, for some ramen. Is that they say ramen hajule, which is, would you like some ramen? You know, would you like some ramen? And they ended up having a lot of hanky panky. So it's now used by the youth of Korea to invite someone, you know, like in Britain we say, would you like to come in for coffee? They say ramen hajule, but you know, whether it catches on here, I don't know, because if you know, if I asked a gentleman, do you want to come in for a pot noodle, I don't think it's the same. I don't think it sounds the same as ramen hajule or da ramen hajule. So there you go. But it has made me desire ramen a lot. They eat it sometimes twice in one episode, and I'm really, really curious to know what ramen, no, authentic Korean ramen tastes like, and well, vegetarian ones anyway. So that is ramen. My next little thought about my K-dramas was to tell you about the first words, because the more you listen to it, you kind of just pick up on repetitive words that they seem to say a lot. And so the first word I picked up on them saying was biane. Biane. I thought, what does this biane mean? Biane, biane, biane. And it's basically, I'm sorry. They apologise a lot. Biane, you know, I didn't turn up. Biane, biane. I'm sorry I hurt you. Biane, biane. And the other word is yeah, because basically they shout and scream at each other a lot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, they bump into each other. Yeah, and you know, at a nightclub, you know, I'm with my hot young Korean man, and a girl doesn't realise he has a lady, so she comes up and approaches him and, you know, asks him if he wants to go for some ramen. And if I was a Korean lady, I would follow that girl into the ladies' toilets and say, yeah, who are you looking at? He's my man. And I would basically pull her hair very violently, very vehemently, until there was bits of hair flying all over the ladies' toilet. And other Korean ladies would come by and watch me and either join in or call the police, and we'd end up in the police station and come to some kind of monetary agreement. You know, maybe I would have to pay for a hairdo or something. But those are two of the first words that I learned from K-drama. Apart from that, what do I want to say? Oh, thank you for my 9 subscribers and my 63 views, although I think probably 13 of those views was myself looking to check to see how many people had watched me. Maybe that'll increase over the years, who knows. But I wanted to say one of my favourite people, Bridget, I'm mentioning you, you'll probably feel very embarrassed. She did make me laugh. She said she comes, she's my helper. She comes and cleans my house, and she's a lovely lady. And she said to me, I watched your vlog, and she said the first thing I noticed was your eyes, and the second thing I did was look behind to see if there was any dirt. She wanted to know if it looked dusty. Look, I don't think it looks dusty. Everything's shining. She came yesterday, and it reminds me of my other lovely friend Marta, who used to help me do the cleaning. And one day I came in and she was folding my washing for me, and I said, Marta, I said, don't fold that. It's my dirty washing. I said, oh, she said, I smelt it, and it's. She said, I smelt it, and it smelled all right. But anyway, apart from that, what else have I got to tell you? I want to say whose fault it is for me being fat. It all started, I mean, I was fat before and I lost all the weight and using Slimming World diet, and I was nice and slim and slender and keeping myself in check, and gave up sugar and anything that might remotely put a quarter of a gram on me, and I was quite content. And then I worked on a film for Madonna. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say that. I worked on a film for a very small, very prolific pop star, and she was directing a film, and I'm not a major player in the film industry. I am a minion. I work behind the scenes doing stuff for film sets. Not very glamorous at all, but I did work for her on her film, and I met her, and I mean, I'm short, I'm 5'2 3/4. Sometimes if I've been stretching I can be 5'3 and a bit, but I'm 5'2 3/4, and I was fine at that way, fine when I was on that film with her, but I worked such long hours to try and do a good job that I ate the whole contents of a vending machine. I was working extremely long hours, and we were in some kind of office in Battersea that was in the middle of nowhere, really. Well, it wasn't in the middle of nowhere, but when it's the middle of the night, there's not you can buy unless you drive to a station. But by then you kind of think, oh, I'll just do another 20 minutes and go home, another 20 minutes and go home, another 20 minutes and go home. But one thing I'll say about her is that I would normally email what my work about 11:30 at night to her assistant and get a reply. I would get a reply back from her assistant that we called her M likes it, or change this or that or the other, or I don't think the lady sleeps. I don't think she sleeps at all, because she's just like a little, she's a robotic machine. She must be a machine. I think she's an alien. I don't actually think she runs on the same power as we do, because she just seems to be awake all the time. Or she's just one of these people like Nikola Tesla. I think he didn't sleep very much either. He was a genius, and I believe he used to sleep on average 3 hours a night or something. And I actually slept about 3 hours a night working for M, and I have to say that was the beginning of my eating downfall, because because I'd broken my own heart, and because of some gentleman who, I shall go back to my previous mention about ghosting. This young gentleman, like in the K-dramas, I confessed my love to him, and he, instead of saying, I'm really sorry, I don't feel the same way, but I really appreciate your love for me, blah blah blah, it's very kind of you, which is usually what I have done in the past. I have tried to be very nice to people and appreciate their affection, because any affection is nice, isn't it, really? But he ghosted me, and so my heart was broken, and I broke it even more myself by not letting it go. And then I decided after that film that I would just, may as well just eat cheesy pies. May as well eat cheesy pies, custard slices, croissants, cheese, all those things that I had managed to not eat. Pizza. I mean, pizzas I would have very occasionally, but then I decided to just scoff them, because what was the point? What was the point of being pretty and beautiful if if there was no one to appreciate it, and nobody wanted it? Nobody wanted me pretty and beautiful. So anyway, that's good. That's my blog for today, ending on a very miserable note. But I'm not miserable. Hope you like my fish clips. There's 2 of them on my bubbles. Anyway, there you are. Have a lovely day, and I'll try and lose weight this week, and hopefully I can say I'm down a pound or something at least, but pretty much the same. Hey ho, hope that's funny. Bye, annyeong.